Chesterfield are your newlings over the Vanarama National League, as of course they top the table at the expense of bloody Boreham. But what's going to happen this weekend? We'll take a look next. After I put back once again in another prediction video today, we'll look forward to match number 16 over the Vanarama National League, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe to get your bang of all things National League related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We're going to all here, boys. Under one Rooski, that's right. Of course, Chesterfield took advantage of course slipped opportunities by the likes of Boreham and Grimsby to go top of the pops. Of course, Wrexham moving up the chain. Of course, Deadpool FC into the top 10. Of course, making a push for themselves with games in hand. Of course, with a shot maybe at getting into the playoffs. Take a look at that. All of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They have the Patreon. Thank you for your loving behind the scenes. But anyway, we're going to jump to the deep end, of course, and have a look at this next round of matches. Kicking all off this weekend then, shall we, of course. But before all that, let's take a look back at how we all got on last time I didn't in, shall we? Of course, it was a bit of a double week for Aldershot, but they did get their asses spanked by Wrexham. 5-0 for a win for them on the road. They bounced back with a 2-1 over Grimsby, so 3 points out of 6, not too shabby in their grand scheme of things. Meanwhile, Altrincham did a draw with Boreham 1-1 in the end. Chesterfield, like I said, big win for them. 4-0 win to go top of the pops, top of the pops, top of the pops. Lynn and Wrexham, 8 goals really going in favour of Wrexham. 6-2 in the end. Goodness gracious me, 11 goals scored by Deadpool FC this week. And of course, a lot of different goal scores, which was quite balmy as well. Kicking on forward, we had, what else do we have? Maidenhead against Dagenham and Redbridge. 4-1 win for Dagenham, of course, keeping up themselves in the playoff hunt as well. Notts County picked up 2-0 win over Solihull Moors. 3-2 for me, not too shabby there. Southend got another beating there. 2-0 win for them. Are they actually in trouble of going down? They could actually well be in that relegation spot. They're actually just 1 point above it at the moment. Meanwhile, Stockport County picked up 1-1 draw against Bromley. 1-1 in the end on that one. Torquay United picked up 2-1 over Dover Athletic. Already probably toast, aren't they? -9 so far. Wealdstone 1-0 win over Barnet, and of course Yeovil picked up 2-1 win over Eastleigh to go. Of course, where are they in the table? 13th, middle of the pack there. But of course, that's my picks. What about your picks then, shall we? We'll get the term in a minute. But this is the table as it stands. 32 points at the moment. Chesterfield, Bournemouth are in second spot with Grimsby in third. Down the foot of the table, of course, Dover, Lynn and Aldershot apparently going down right now. Of course, Southend just out of the whisker out away from getting themselves sucked in that drop zone as well. Let's take a look at the grand scheme of things then for the Prediction League. Of course, I got myself, I think, 6. But of course, Alex Weller, Jim Watton, Russell Frost, Yannick Bustler, Bold Burden, DJC 86, Deepak the Great, all got themselves 8. Top bids for you guys. Kicking ass to taking names over the rest of the chasing pack. What about the grand scheme of things elsewhere? This is the grand leaderboard. Of course, your man at the moment is Yannick Bustler with 76 points at the board. Alex Weller, Russell Frost, of course, in the bronze and silver medal spots. They're joint, of course, at the moment. 73 points at the board for them right now. Of course, that's of course the situation there. But of course, we've got the next round of matches coming at you right here, right now. Of course, if you want to get involved, it's free to enter. /non-league. So get in amongst it. It's a website. Details are in the description. But anyway, let's get to the next round of matches. Okay, folks, here we go then. Shall we jump in the deep end? Whoop. Alrighty then, let's get into it next time. Our matches, of course, starting off with Boreham taking on Maidenhead. Now, these games will all take place on the weekend of the 20th of November, starting with Boreham, of course, at Boreham. They're going to be hosting, of course, Maidenhead. That's right. Of course, coming out to these two sides, played each other 18 times since 2010. 11 wins for Boreham, 4 wins for Maidenhead. And there's been 3 draws, of course. Boreham coming to their 75% form, just 1 defeat in the past 6. Up against the Maidenhead, 3 defeats on the bounce, of course. 50% form for them at the moment. Last round over in Boreham was a 4-1 win for Maidenhead. That was back in May 2021. Of course, Boreham coming to the back of that draw against Altrincham. Of course, Maidenhead picked up a loss against Dagenham and Redbridge. Basic odds on this one going in favour of Boreham. They are the red hot favourites. Maidenhead are your long shots. I'm going to go with the 2 to win for Boreham. Of course, who want to go back top of the pops as well. Kicking off forward will be Bromley. They're going to be taking on Lynn over in Bromley again on Saturday. Played each other 2 times, so 2022 wins of the 2 for Bromley. Bromley coming to just 1 defeat past 6, 58% form. Up against Lynn, 5 defeats on the bounce. A bit of a struggle there, 17% form for them at the moment. That's that was, of course, at in Bromley. That was back in February 2021. It was a 2-0 win for Bromley. Of course, Bromley coming to this on the back of a draw against Stockport. Lynn picked up a heavy loss against Wrexham, 6-2 in the end. Of course, Bromley are your favourites on this one. Of course, Lynn massive massively unfavoured here, and the draw is smack dab in the middle. They're going to go with a win for nobody, actually. Going to go with a draw for for both. 1-1 in the end. Maybe I think Kingsley would definitely be the happy of the two sides. And of course, if I was you, I'd probably go with Bromley. Kicking off forward would be Dagenham and Redbridge. Of course, they're in the top 6, top 7, of course, at the moment, up against Yeovil. Of course, Dagenham, of course, led the table early doors in the season, and these two sides played 8 times to 2003, 3 wins, beats, and 2 draws. Of course, Dagenham comes to just 1 win and 5 for them. Of course, actually 1 win and 4, 58% form for them right now. Up against Yeovil, just 1 defeat at the past 6 games, 75% form. So Yeovil comes to better form, of course, at the moment. Last time played each other, of course, was in Yeovil, was the 1-0 win back in February 2021, but last time played each other in Dagenham was a 0-0 draw. That was back in October 2020. Dagenham picked up a 4-1 win over Maidenhead, though Yeovil picked up a 2-1 win over Eastleigh, of course, and this match will be in Dagenham. Of course, Dagenham are your favourites on this one. Of course, heavily fancied, of course, Yeovil and the underdogs. The draw not too far away either, so the draw and the other way odds are quite close together. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for the hosts on this one, even though Yeovil have the better form. Kicking off for there'll be Dover. They're going to be taking on Halifax Town in Dover. A bit of a long trek for those guys from Halifax Town. Played each other 10 times, 2014. 3 wins to Dover, 6 wins for Halifax, and of course 1 draw. Dover comes to just 8% form for them, right? Just 5 defeats at the last 6. The other one was a draw. Meanwhile, Halifax came to just 1 defeat about 6 games, so they have 6-7% form for them at the moment. Of course, Dover haven't won in the last 16 games. Goodness gracious me. Halifax did beat them 4-2 last time. That was in Halifax. The last time in Dover, it was a 2-0 win for Halifax as well. So back-to-back wins for Halifax over Dover. Dover, of course, did lose to Torquay 2-1 last time around. Halifax beat Maidenhead in the FA Cup round 1. Was this right? Is it 7-4 in the end? That was back in, of course, November the 6th. So it's been a while since they've kicked the ball about. Of course, look at the odds on this one. Where are we? We have basic odds going in favour. Of course, Halifax red hot favourites. Dover are your underdogs here. Going to go with a win for Halifax Town, 2-0 win on the road for me. Next, of course, Eastleigh up against Notts County. Of course, that's of course over in Eastleigh on Friday and Saturday as well. Played each other 4 times 2019. 3 wins for Eastleigh, just 1 for Notts County, no draws. Eastleigh come to this 3 wins, 2 defeats for the past 6 games, 50% form up against Notts County, unbeaten in the last 8 games, picking up 4 wins and 2 draws in the last 6. Of course, last time played each other was in Eastleigh. It was a 2-0 win for Eastleigh. In fact, Eastleigh have got back-to-back wins over Notts County. Of course, back-to-back clean sheets as well. Eastleigh did lose to Yeovil 2-1 last time around. Of course, Notts County picked up a 2-0 win over Solihull Moors. You're coming to this one, of course, it is quite tight on the old bookies. In fact, it goes in favour of Notts County. They are your favourites on this one. I'm just looking at this at the moment. So we are recording this on the 16th. Notts County take on Rochdale today in an FA Cup replay, and they are favoured to win that game as well. So we'll see. But for the course of this game, they are the favourites, and I've gone with them as well. 2-1 win to take it to the house. Kicking off, there'll be Barnet up against Torquay United. Of course, coming at you at Barnet on, of course, the 20th of November. Played each other 17 times, 2005. 7 wins for Torquay, 4 wins for Barnet, 6 draws. Of course, coming at you 50% form for Barnet, winning 3, losing 3 at the last 6 games. Meanwhile, 50% form also for Torquay, but they're unbeaten in the last 3. Just 1 defeat the past 6. Wasn't 1 defeat the past 5 games for them. Of course, a couple of draws knocking around as well. Last time I played was in Torquay. It was a 2-2 draw back in May, and last time I played in Barnet was a 2-0 win for Torquay as well. So Torquay unbeaten in the last 3 games against Barnet. Of course, the Barnet comes back in that loss against Wealdstone. Of course, Dover did lose to Torquay last round. Of course, the odds go in favour of Torquay on the road. Only slightly, though. Going to go with a win for them as well. 2-0 win to take it to the house. Kicking off further, it'll be in Weymouth, up against Altrincham over in Weymouth. Now, these two sides played 8 times 2006. 2 wins for Weymouth, 3 for Altrincham, and 3 draws. Of course, Weymouth coming to this just what we're looking at here. 1 defeat the past 4 games for them. 50% form up against Altrincham without a win in 5. Of course, back-to-back draws, though, coming into this one. Last time I played was in Weymouth. There was a 2-1 win for Weymouth. That was back in May 2021. Of course, Weymouth did lose to Chesterfield 4-0 last round. Altrincham picked up a draw against Boreham last round. Of course, also drew with Gateshead, and again, they're in action tonight in the FA Cup replay for that, trying to get themselves through to the next stage. Odds on this one, they'll go slightly in favour of Altrincham. It's very, very tight on this one, but I'm going to go with them as well. 2-1 win to take to the house for Altrincham on the road. Next, of course, we're Woking up against Stockport. They're not the leaders. These two sides played the 7 times 2012. 4 wins for Woking, 1 for Stockport, 2 draws. Woking coming to just 1 defeat past 3 games, 33% form though the last 6. Up against Stockport unbeaten in the last 3, picking up 2 draws back to back. 2 defeats past 6 games for them. Of course, last time played was in Stockport was a 1-1 draw back in May 2021. Of course, last time played in Woking though was a 4-1 win for Stockport on the road. The home side hasn't won this game since Woking and beat Stockport in back in 2012. Of course, Woking did beat Southend last time around. Of course, Stockport picked up a draw against Bromley. But Stockport are in action against Bolton tomorrow night in the FA Cup, and in fact they're expected to lose. However, for this game, they're expected to win. They are the favourites on this one. I'm going with them as well with the 2 win, just like the bookies said. So next, of course, we have Grimsby up against Southend. I thought this time last season, I think this was in, of course, League 2. I said this one will be on Friday night. They played each other 12 times since 1993. 4 wins for Grimsby, 3 for Southend, 5 draws, of course. Grimsby comes to this 4 defeats in the bounce, 33% form. Up against Southend, 33% form as well, just 1 win in 5 for them. But shit form for both of these two sides. That's the pressure, of course, was in Grimsby. It was a 0-0 draw. That's back in January 2021 in League 2, like I said. The home side hasn't won, the away side hasn't won this game since Grimsby beat Southend all the way back in 1994. Of course, Grimsby did lose to Aldershot, Southend did lose to Woking. Of course, the odds go in favour of Grimsby on this one. Of course, they are doing much better than, of course, Southend in the table. So for me, it's Grimsby 2-1 win in the end on this one. It's the final two. Now we have Solihull Moors taking on the leaders. It's Chesterfield, of course, over in Solihull. Now, these two sides play each other 6 times to 2018. 3 wins for Solihull Moors, 1 win for Chesterfield, and we've got 2 draws. Of course, Solihull comes to just 1 defeat the past 6 games for them, 67% form up against Chesterfield, who haven't lost in the last 6, picking up 5 wins and a draw to 92% form. They are the former team in the division. Of course, Solihull Moors did pick up 2-1 win last round in Solihull. That's back in January 2021. Solihull did lose to Notts County last round. It's actually been 3 games without scoring a goal for Solihull Moors. As for Chesterfield, they're scoring for fun. Scored 7 goals in the last 2, picking up a 4-0 win over Weymouth last round. Look at the odds on this one. Go in favour of Chesterfield. They are the favourites. Solihull Moors are the underdogs, but only slightly. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Solihull Moors. Bit of an upset here on that. And then finally, it's Redbridge FC up against Wealdstone in the Battle of the W's. That's right, over in Wales. That's right. That's taking place on, of course, on whatever it is, Saturday as well. Played each other 2 times since 2020, 1 win apiece. Of course, Wrexham coming to this just 1 defeat past 4 games, 58% form. Up against Wealdstone, unbeaten in the last 3 as well, 50% form for them at the moment. Last time around was in Wales. It was a 4-1 win for Wrexham. That was back in February 2021. Of course, Wrexham scoring 11 goals in the last 2, picking up a 6-2 win over Lynn. Wealdstone picked up a 1-0 win over Barnet to get the big fat W last round. The odds on this will go in favour of Redbridge FC, and that's where I'm going as well. Win for Wrexham, 3-0 win in the end. But that's my picks, boys. Be sure to get your own picks as well using the code CUTLEY4/W non-league, of course. Details are in the description down below. If you want to help support the channel as well, check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon as well. But make sure you give the video some loving, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check my links down below. So I'll see you soon for the next one. Of course, next week we'll be on the road, but of course we'll be looking forward to. We'll still get the match predictions in. But until then, guys, be safe out there, and good luck with your picks.